What's going on, guys? It's the first episode of DFW Surge Chasers, and I really want to put this channel together for a while. I've been kind of putting it off, and I think now is kind of the time to do it. The purpose really of this channel is to help educate people about Surge or Lift Primetime, specifically in the DFW region. You could probably apply these tactics in other markets. I'm not really sure, but this is really focusing on the Metroplex here, Dallas or Fort Worth and in between. So I think it's going to help a lot of people. There's a lot of, misinformation out there. There's a lot of tinfoil hat theories about Surge and prime time. There's a lot of whining, plenty of that to go around. And I am by no means a Uber supporter or Lyft supporter. I think they both have flaws, but there's still money out there if you want to work. So, yeah, that's really definitely the purpose of this channel. And hopefully, I'm going to be trying to post some videos at least every week, if not maybe more, depending on my schedule. So basically, I do both Lyft and Uber. I do it part-time. I have a full-time job, and I do this either early in the morning or at night during the week. And the weekends, usually I do same thing. Usually 9-10 p.m. to between 2 and 4 a.m. depending if it's busy or not. The cars that I have, the platforms that I'm on, I am on X and Select for one of my vehicles, and the other vehicle is on XL and on Select, and of course X, which I don't use the SUV very often unless there's an event or something like that. So this will be really a lot mostly geared on the X and Select platforms, because there's definitely, guys, there's money to be made out there. It does require some longer hours, I can tell you now, because Surge isn't as high right now in the summer times. So there's a lot of people that have started on Uber in the summer hoping to make some life-changing money, and that's kind of, I don't know, it's not life-changing. I don't think that at all. I think on average, and again, this is my opinion, on average in DFW, you can easily make $1,000 a week take home. That's after Uber fees. My estimation would be you'd have to work 55 to 60 hours, I think, unless you get lucky with some Surge. I mean, there's always that factor. You could get real lucky on some good runs. And it depends on your platforms, what kind of car you're driving. Honestly, if you're doing it full time, you really want to be focused on gas mileage. Guys, I see guys in a Yukon XL Denali, and they're running X-Pings. That's crazy. I don't know how they're making money. I really don't. I'd like to talk to them one time to see what their numbers are. But again, just my opinion. I think, if I were to do it full time, I think I would just run X and Select. I don't know if I could run XL, because full time you're going to be all over the Metroplex, and I think XL you're going to be burning gas. Again, my opinion, but that's what you can really. And I've seen, in different Facebook groups, I've seen people post, easily 1,000 or 1,300 earnings a week with about 55, 60 hours a week, which that's a lot of time in the car. 60 hours is not for the week, that's for sure. But yeah, so today's date, it's 6/29, 2016. We are in full swing. I like to call them the summertime blues. This past weekend, I think the Surge for Fort Worth went up to, I think it was a 3, maybe, if I'm mistaken. You can comment below if it went higher than that. And I think Dallas only went maybe a 3 or 4 or something like that. So, I can tell you for the new drivers, in the fall, it gets a lot higher. So we're really seeing some low Surge, peak times, unfortunately, and that's just the summertime. Look, you got teachers driving, you got a whole bunch of people that have been onboarded summertime, because they're bored. They got nothing to do, I guess. I have no idea. By fall, it'll weed a lot of people out because I guarantee they're not going to be making uh, life-changing money like Uber promised. Um, but yeah, I primarily focus on Fort Worth and Dallas. I'm in both places. My full-time job, I work in Addison, and I can tell you there's definitely money in both markets. Fort Worth, right now we're about to hit July. It's not as busy. I can tell you for sure. TCU's out, yeah, and there's a lot of drivers. You can be in Fort Worth downtown at 7, 8 o'clock and go 45 minutes without getting a ping. That's a reality. So I recommend people going, right now, focusing on whatever area you think you're going to make money. The biggest thing that I think people get hung up on is, where do I go to make the most money? That's what everyone wants to know. I can tell you, people aren't going to tell you where they catch the most bass, at, or else they wouldn't catch any themselves. So, I think it's more of a self-discovery type of thing. Myself, plenty other drivers, we've spent countless nights getting screwed, to say it lightly, right? And finding out what works and what doesn't. So I think when you approach people, either whether it's a veteran driver or just asking on Facebook, it goes a long way to do a little bit of research. I had a guy in one of these Facebook groups, and he was asking, how does first in, first out work at the airport? I'm at Terminal A. Had zero idea. Didn't even look it up. No freaking clue. And that drives me up a wall. To think that you're going to sign up for a service, you're going to get all your permits, which that's another, video we'll go into another time because that's a hot topic. We will go into that. But to say you're going to sign up, you're going to go to the airport, you get all your permits, right? Somehow, I'm assuming that guy had his permits. I don't even know. He gets all his permits, goes to the airport, and has zero idea how the queue works, how you get pings. That's crazy to me. I don't know. I know before I started working the airport, I researched it. There's definitely a little bit of apprehension. How does this work? Is this, what's the deal? Took some trial and error, and I figured it out and asked a few people some tips, and there you go. But I mean, guys, you got to research a little bit. There's too many people in these groups just asking to be spoon fed. Hey, I'm in Saginaw. Where's the best place in North Fort Worth to get the most amount of pings? Well, if anyone tells you, the best place, that they're either lying, or B, they're stupid if they actually tell you, because that's their, spot, if you will. So, it's kind of like asking someone how much they make a year. I don't even know why you'd ask that, because there's no way someone's going to post, to give you an example, I'm going to pull up one of these Facebook groups. So one of the Dallas-Fort Worth Uber and Lyft rideshare drivers has 889 members. So imagine telling 800 people, where your sweet spot is. Hey, it's on 7th Street in Fort Worth. Great time to be there is at, I don't know, 7 p.m. It's a great time. There's potentially, let's say not 800, right? That's probably not true. Let's just say 50. Let's just really lowball, or even 20. Let's say 20 people show up at your spot. Well, you've kind of, you sold yourself out at that point. There's no problem in helping people at all, where if someone says, hey, I keep seeing Westover Hills Surge, for instance. Probably not a good area to really go for Surge. I've never gotten a Surge ride out of there. But yeah, things like that, I think people can be helped with, and helping people with how to use the app effectively, right? How do you effectively chase Surge? The biggest misconception, is people say don't chase Surge. That's BS. I straight chase Surge. And when I say chase, I'm not talking about I'm in, deep Ellum and I see Grapevine surging and I'm deadheading 30 miles north. No, not talking about that at all. But there are ways to pinpoint where the surge is going to be. I mean, a high chance of it, surging, right? There are ways to do that. You can look up events or whatever, but there are ways to track it and to really get some metrics around it and figure it out. So we'll go into that too in later videos. But kind of wrapping this one up, I hope it's a good introduction on kind of who I am, what platforms I drive, what's the purpose of the channel. Hope all those questions are answered. Go ahead and subscribe if you will. This is a very new channel. I've never done YouTube before, so I'm going to be learning as I kind of go along how to get, better videos. I've seen like Uberman, he somehow mirrors his phone on there and goes through certain things on the app. That's pretty cool. Yeah, guys, I have zero idea how to do that. This is pretty much a fire by the hip type of channel. It's going to be real. It's going to be gritty. I ain't going to BS or sugarcoat it. And yeah, so I hope you guys subscribe, like, and comment below if there's anything that y'all want me to cover. I'm by no stretch of the imagination a Uber pro, which there seems to be a lot of the Facebook warriors and on the forums, people that are Uber professionals that really know what they're doing, which it's all BS. I think earnings says it all. I'll definitely post. I'll share some of mine. You're gonna have good. You're gonna have bad weeks, but yeah, like, comment, subscribe below, guys. Thanks.